Sometimes with your ink you might want a pearlescent colour, and you can mix the silver acrylic paint with your inks to give a nice pearlescent effect. You can buy silver and gold inks, but using acrylics again to mix in is a nice way of working. So to kind of get that effect, if you get a paper plate, I'm just using an ordinary plate from home, and get your metallic acrylic paint and squidge a little bit out your mixing palette. Make sure you've got a clean brush. Go over to your ink and kind of get a bit of that there, and you start to mix it so it's getting a nice pearlescent effect. And then I'm just going to put a circle down. Make sure I've got a nice clean brush, and just put a little thin layer of water on so I can get that lovely translucent effect that I'm trying to show when I'm using my inks. So the media, the material's beautiful, it's flowing on the paper. I'm getting a nice pearlescent effect, mixing that paint in there. Just a little bit more blue, I think, there. You might want a little bit of dots here and there, get it a little bit more metallic, just experimenting. I've just gone for a blue. You can use whatever colour you want to there. I think it's because the silver mixed with the blue just reminds me of the sea. And that's giving us a really nice pearlescent effect. And to dab in a little bit of the metallic, see what happens with that when it's dried later. And then put it to one side and you'll get that lovely pearlescent effect. It's quite nice for water and insect surfaces for your Colours in Nature project. There is also nice where you could splatter the silver paint as well, giving quite a nice little starry effect, or a nice little background to then work on later. So I'm just going to wet my little circle again, a little experimental paper, making sure I've got a nice layer. I'm going to go for the black, because the black and silver together always makes quite a nice effect there. And then just making sure the paintbrush is a little bit wet, getting that in the silver acrylic again. And then I'm just tapping, putting my finger and tapping my brush there with more silver on. That's better. Okay, and eventually the acrylic paint will sort of expand and dry to get a crystallised effect like this one here. And the last technique was just dripping and splattering, mixing whatever colours are remaining on the mixing palette, and just giving a little bit of an experiment. And if you've got different shape brushes, you might want to use those. That's the kit that I'm using here. You might want to just experiment with what those brushes can do. And just play around with the inks, see what marks you can make with the different shapes brushes. Okay, that's a really nice one, a fan brush, and quite good for splattering and making sort of little fan tail marks. Yeah, just have fun and explore with the inks. I think that was my favourite, with using the salt and the way that it crystallises. It gives quite nice effects when the ink's left to dry and you can work back into the surface with sticks or drawing pens. I quite like that one as well, which was our splattering one that we worked on.